Do you believe in the power of dreaming? This is Dream Space from Factory International with me, Gemma Cairney. I'm a broadcaster and art lover, and I've always been a massive daydreamer. I believe that if we allow ourselves to dream in weird and wonderful ways, amazing things can be created. It's hard not to get weighed down by the reality of the world that we live in when things seem hopeless or nightmarish. But here's the thing. The imagination is so powerful to escape the day-to-day with dreams of a better tomorrow and helps us think of ways to build a bridge towards these dreams. So join me in a new series of Dream Space as we let our imaginations run wild. Push boundaries and unlock whole new worlds, inventing tomorrow together. In each episode, we invite some of the world's most exciting artistic minds to fill this limitless imaginary space. Each guest's task is to fill the space with their dreams. Infinite resources, a blank canvas, all the while thinking, how can we use creativity to make the world a better place? Last series, we dreamed up potato salad buffets, nature-filled fractals, and giant communal bonfires. And now we're back for another series of 10 episodes with 10 dreamers. So nice to journey into the imagination with you again. Joining me in the dream space for our first episode of Series 2 is the effervescent DJ Paulette.
I think when you get people all together, it's very kinetic, particularly when there's music happening. So the energy is passing from one person to the next. And I really do think that feeling, that joy of the connection between one person and another, whether you know them or not, is essential for the dreamscape.
A legendary DJ with over 3 decades of bringing joy through music, from her infamous sets at the Haçienda in Manchester in the 90s to London, Paris, Ibiza and beyond. A life she's described as kicking down doors, she shares her dream space with us. What an absolute treat to be in a dream space with royalty.
What an intro.
It feels electric to be entering the dream space of DJ Paulette. Hello.
Hello, and welcome to my boudoir.
I don't really know what to expect from the dreams of such an experienced, brilliant DJ. I mean, I'm guessing there's music, but is there?
Yeah, there's always music. 24/7 there's music. Awake, daydreaming, night dreaming. There's always a soundtrack in my head. I mean, it depends what you class as music as well, because I think there's music in life even when there's not a song playing. So I say that because when I walk around, just in the normal everyday, I hear music anyway. I hear music in everything. You know, I come from quite a musical family. My mum's a singer, and music has been taught to me as well. So I hear music in the way that life lives itself. So you've got the birds at the top, and you've got the traffic at the bottom. And it's like there's a score in life even when you're not really thinking about it. So you're always hearing music, whether you think it's music or not. There's a melody to life, and there's a definite rhythm to life. So there would definitely be music. Even if you put your head underwater, you hear music. There's a sound. There's a tone to the way that water will bubble up.
You mentioned water. Is that an element that's important to you?
Yeah, I think water is very much a key to everything kind of life-giving. It's cleansing, it's nurturing, it's smoothing, it softens. It's a way of thinking as well. If you think like water, when you have to find solutions to problems, and you kind of think like water, path of least resistance, and it doesn't mean that you're not going to confront what the problems are, but there's always an easy way to do things, and then there's the tough path that you can follow. And if you follow water always follows the easiest way, but it always gets there. And if you watch a droplet of water on a window, it's one of my favourite things to do. You know, when it's raining outside and it's lashing it down and you're inside, and if you watch water just kind of trickling down a window to get to the ground, to get into the ground and to leave, it's just fantastic if you watch the journey of each little droplet, and they're each taking a different journey but to get to the same place. And you know, again, I'm overthinking and getting really sort of hippified about myself.
You are welcome here with
but I spend a lot of time thinking about water and the benefits of it, and you know, that just that joyous feeling. Even every morning when I take my walk, I take a little bottle of like cool water with me, and that sip of cool water when you really need a drink is amazing. And I think about, you know, we are very lucky, and this is why I'd love to have it in the dream: fountains, cascading, rivers, clean lakes, whatever. Just the availability of water is a big blessing. To me, it's worth more than oil sometimes, because we are very lucky to have that. A lot of people don't have that. It's not available to them as it is available to us. It just has to be there in the dream.
Waterfalls, such a lovely vision to imagine, but also audible and sonic.
Yes.
It's water that makes
music,
continuous and everlasting infinite sound.
Even thinking into that, it's a daydream level of creativity, isn't it? Where you think, you know, what does water do? What does it actually look like? What does it sound like? And what colour is it? You know, what colour does water have? What texture does it have?
I enjoyed the journey in your description from this quite city sense of water, being inside, watching the water drip down the windows, daydreaming outside of a perhaps Manchester landscape, and feeling into cascading everlasting waterfalls that can keep us all hydrated.
Absolutely that.
And it gets louder.
It does.
That gets bigger and boomier.
It does, and it's swooshing as well, you know, in many ways, because I'm from Manchester, so, you know, I'm also in it with an umbrella up, with a disco ball inside it, with it lashing down on my head. Absolutely lashing down. And I actually get something. I get some real pleasure on the odd occasion of getting soaking wet. I occasionally really enjoy letting the rain soak me and getting soaked to my skin and getting inside, taking everything up and going, everything's just wet. It's just cleansing, and that you can feel, it's feeling that wetness. it's like one of my favourite feelings in the entire day is having a shower or having a bath and being clean and feeling cleansed and just letting the water run down my body and into the bath and down the plug hole. Every single one of the senses, it touches that.
So I'm imagining you are Queen DJ Paulette under a huge umbrella in the middle of a waterfall with a disco ball.
Amazing.
And you are using the sounds of the splashes and the cascading to really invite us into something sonically awesome.
Yeah.
What kind of beats go with this?
Well, at the beginning, I had the thought of, that drip, drop from Bambi, drip, drip, drop, little April showers. And it starts with the rain. Drip, drop, drip, drop. And then the beats kind of speed up. But for me, it would speed up into a really nice chunky 4/4. And then you get the melody from whatever register of rainfall we have, because every rainfall sounds different. So is it starting as a little shower, which is going to be high register, or is it starting as powerful thunder and rain? Is it really going to come down and it's going to be kind of techno level assault on the senses? Like, it's suddenly gone from, hey, isn't this really dreamlike, into this really chunky 4/4 where it's flashing it down on your head and it's like, yeah. And it's like, why not? So yeah, let's go for not necessarily hard techno, but I think a little like chunky, jacking, tech housey sort of vibe there, with the rain drops, kind of heavy rain, lowish tone, a regular pattern. So a regular, like, it's raining, this may be not going to stop for a while, but it's okay.
There's something so elemental about it. It is alluring. It makes me think of Diana Ross.
Yes, absolutely.
I think that was 70s.
Central Park.
Oh, yeah, Central Park. And the heavens just opened and she just shone like a deity and carried on and just gave it all the disco, and it was incredible.
Yeah, she did. And then the second night, she paid to do the second night so that everyone could come on and enjoy it and be dry. Diana Ross, anyway, is just, very, very special performer in music terms, in female terms, in political terms. She didn't have a manager, but
wow,
which is bonkers, thinking what she achieved in a time when we're coming through, segregation, and women couldn't even have their own bank accounts without a man countersigning it until 1978. So for a woman to be managing her own affairs and going up against record labels and film companies and everything between 1960 and 1978 is pretty special.
Maybe Diana's there.
Yeah,
Diana's
why not?
Hanging out.
Diana's there in the wind machine with like... because she did that and she blew on everybody and it was beautiful. It was like it was raining and she was getting drenched.
Yeah.
She did not mind getting wet. And I think she understands totally what I'm saying about the water.
It's surrendering, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is innate, isn't it, to want to be around others physically and to move through. I think that we really are allowed, we give ourselves permission to let go, to have a good time, to enjoy, to be in actual joy when amongst many others.
And that you said a key word there as well, joy, because in this dreamscape, there's no fear. And not in a saccharine way, but it's just the joy of being whatever that is, whoever that is. There's no judgment, there's inclusion, there's feeling like there's community, that sense of everyone all together, however many, in this space at the same time, and that we're all enjoying each other's company, we're all enjoying each other's presence, even if we don't know the person next to us and behind us. We're still enjoying their energy and their presence as being part of the bigger thing, part of the bigger picture. Because I think when you get people all together, it's very much like, it's very kinetic, particularly when there's music happening. So the energy is passing from one person to the next. And I really do think that that feeling, that joy of the connection between one person and another, whether you know them or not, is essential for the dreamscape.
That exact sense of kinetic connection and togetherness, you know, is integral to being a DJ.
Yeah.
To commanding dance floors.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's something that so many people don't get so regularly. And I just find it sacred almost.
Big time. I believe in God. I'm a Catholic, even though I don't go to church, and I have my many beliefs, but I thank God every day for the path that I've chosen and being able to enjoy that. And the path's not easy, and there are moments where I've questioned the path, but to be able to share this gift of music that other people have made, and make music and make a different kind of music from music that other people have made and put my stamp on it, and to share that with the world is magic. And I am super grateful for being able to share my thoughts and my feelings in that way, and to see how people enjoy it and share it and send that energy back, because there's an exchange. And what makes it really beautiful is the exchange. It's a two-way. It's not a one-way. It's not me standing up on stage and going, look at me. Although, you know, when people see me dancing around and lip syncing, they might think that that's what's happening. But in my head, that's not what's happening. What I'm doing is talking to or singing to people on the other side of the decks. And I make a lot of eye contact with people, as many people as I can see, as many people who are smiling back at me, because that connection is essential. That two-way is essential. You can't just be up there playing for yourself.
I was also seeing rainbows being given to people from you, from vibrational sound, smiles, eyes, hands in the air, just being passed about.
Because of course, if you've got water and you've got light, you've got rainbows. And that
bouncing,
all
dancing.
Over the place.
I love it.
All over the place. Just like, how can you make a rainbow? Water and light. Fantastic.
I am vibing from the optimism. And also, you know, the language of optimism from somebody who communicates through music is just so resonant to me. And I'm wondering whether it's because we are like people of a Caribbean diaspora. I don't know. I just feel like it's such a Caribbean trait to bring this kind of yearn for uplift and joy.
And feel good.
Yeah.
Nice it up. You know, why not? Nice it up. You know, always, I actually struggle when I walk into spaces and the music is so hard and dark that I can't find my way into it. Because you have to find your place in the music. I think whenever you go to a festival or a club or an event, whatever the size, when you walk into a room, you're walking into that space. You're walking into the dreamscape. And in order to find your place in it, you have to find that sound that resonates with you, that clicks with you. And if I walk into a room where it's actually bouncing me out, and I am a very feeling person, so if it's literally like walking into a force field, and it's like, well, I can't do that. I'm just going to have to go backstage for a little bit, or I'll go into another room and I'll check the other rooms until I find a space where I can introduce myself into the space. I think it's important, and maybe it is a Jamaican thing, but my family just like good music and party vibes, and being brought together in that very convivial West Indian way. We don't dark party. None of my family are into dark parties. You know, my heritage has a very big part to play in the way that I play, even though I'm playing house, and you know, for sure Jamaican is not something that you would immediately say anything to do with house music, but the roots of it and the roots of the party attitude is very much that I'm bringing to it.
I totally agree. I mean, when I look into my heritage, I always find a pride in the sense of resistance in joy and how much it means to celebrate that.
Yes. Yeah, and to dance it out, man. Because I play for dancers, you know, that over and above everything else. And this is what there has to be in a dreamscape, is the dance. The dance. That thing that, you know, it doesn't even have to be a competition. You can see, you know, my family, we don't walk into a club space. We move into a club space. As soon as we hear the music, we're on the beat. And I don't know a single black or person of colour that doesn't do that thing where they are responding to music immediately. They don't have to have an invitation to hear the music. You know, the music is just like in our DNA, so we're just on it from the moment, and then we'll find our space. You know, you're jiggling in the cloakroom queue. And we will always divert, whether we've been waiting for 5 minutes for a drink or not. If our tune comes on, it's like, I'm sorry, it's my tune. Yeah. So you'd have to have in this dreamscape, my tune is there.
Everyone gets their tune.
Everyone gets their tune.
Oh, yes. And you've mentioned your family a few times. Are they there?
They're key, absolutely. Every single one of them, every single one of my family is there, because my family are, I would just say my family are music, and we were born into music. My mum was born into music. Her father was a double bass player, had his own band. My mum and her sisters and her brothers sang with her father's band, and music is in our DNA, and it's not a joke. Music is in our blood, and we were all taught to sing and dance by my mum, not just at school. We were all taught to sing and dance in tune, on time, by my mum. And then as we grew up, we all got into our own music. All of my sisters and my brother have our specialism in terms of the music that we have followed the entire path of. And then we've clubbed it all together so we all get to enjoy each other's music.
Cascading water, the portal through the rainy drips of a cold day in Manchester. But now we're sharing rainbows. Everyone gets their tune. If you need comfort, you can find a corner and you can be swallowed up in a blanket, even if you fancy.
Oh, big time, because blankets are essential. I am the queen of the blankie. I am the queen of the blankie and the holdy pillow. Yes. Nothing wrong with a holdy pillow, like, single people's problems, but, it's just, holdy pillows are essential. So, just get as cozy as you need to get. I am always the one who is a little bit cold as well. So...
Especially after you've been dancing in the rain with Diana Ross.
Yeah, and towels, big, cozy, fluffy towels, like niceness, just anything that just makes you feel nice, just makes you feel lovely and loved and cozy and warm, and this is ace.
What a stunning and breathtaking dream you have taken us on, and I'm just delighted to have experienced the rainbows, the sense of comfort and care, the togetherness, and to hear about those moments that you've been able to achieve. I've not said
dogs.
Go on, add them in. This is your moment. Dogs
have got to go in. I mean, for sure. Oh my God. This is the person that stops at every dog that will be driving and puppernecking. It's my favourite word, puppernecking. There has to be much puppernecking. It's rubbernecking, but looking at dogs. Best word ever. And I spend much of my time on the street walking, puppernecking. And I always talk to people in the park. I talk to every single dog owner, and they must think I'm mad, and I don't care. And I know every dog in the park, but I don't know the owners' names, and I have to kind of backtrack and say, I've been seeing you in this park for 2 years, 3 years, or whatever. I know your dog's name. What's your name?
Love
so
it.
Dogs have to be there, or cats even, any pet, because it is that link. It's a communication link, because people, if they won't go and say hello to a person, they will stoop to stroke a dog. And it's a connection to people, and that you have to take it on and introduce yourself to people. And it's a friends thing. And it's a mental health thing, because my sister's dog won't most definitely save my life during the pandemic. So dogs have to be there.
Puppernecking can happen, most definitely.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Paulette.
Love this chat, Gemma.
I'm Gemma Cairney, and you've been listening to Dream Space from Factory International. Today you heard Paulette's Dream Space, and you can join us again next time for a dive into artist Haçienda Patel's Dream Space. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like and subscribe to the podcast. Your support really does mean a lot, so tell everyone you know. And if you can't wait until the next episode, then you can head to Factory International's website to find more exciting artistic content on Factory Plus. And if you've discovered our Dream Space for the first time, then why not check out the first series? There's loads of amazing guests, including S. Devlin, Jen Nakuru, Lem Sisse and Maxine Peake. There's some real magic in those interviews. Dream Space was hosted by me, Gemma Cairney, and this episode was produced by Tess Davidson, with sound design by Femi Oriogun Williams and theme music by Andrew P.M. Hunt. The executive producer is Kit Callan, and it is a reduced listening production for Factory International, curated by Scott Smith and Alex Mannion Jones. Until next time.